What if I told you that men are receiving and noticing way more about you than you've ever even realized? What if I also told you none of what they're noticing is at all physical? If that sounds wacky to you, don't worry. On today's show, we're going to be discussing 5 things women have no idea men notice about them. That way you can be hyper self-aware as to the sensitive information that the men you're dating are receiving from you. First things first, let's discuss emotional control. So let's imagine we have here a whole bunch of buttons, and down here we have you. I want us to put in each of these individual buttons. What we're going to do is we're going to put a different part of your body here. Okay. So in this button here, we're going to put in your arms. In this one here, we're going to put in your legs. And in this one here, let's just say we'll put in your dump truck just for fun. Now, in all of these different buttons that can be pushed here, I want you in all seriousness to understand this concept. Let's imagine that each one of these buttons can control this individual part of you, okay? So if someone were to push this arms button here, it will move your arms in any way, shape, or form and get you to twitch in ways that are uncontrollable to you. If someone pushes this legs button, your legs are going to flare out. You're going to do things with your legs that you have no control over. And if someone pushes that dump truck button, you're going to start twerking uncontrollably as if you're sexy red, okay? So all of these different individual buttons have that control over your body, that corresponding body part. Now, what I want you to understand is in your relationships, when men identify that you are someone with very little emotional control, meaning the smallest little thing can trigger you and send you down a spiral, acting like a maniac, right? You might think, oh, that's cute. Oh, guys love that. Guys love them a crazy girl. But as guys are discovering that about you and discovering how easy it is that you are a hair trigger to push your buttons, they realize that with that amount of power, they can actually use that to their advantage to extract things from you in different ways. So in this example here, if all of these individual buttons control your arms and your legs and your dump truck, essentially I can use these buttons strategically and get you to move and do something that I want you to do. And remember, in this example, in this visual here, you don't have control over these buttons. Me or someone on the outside has control over each one of these buttons. But as they get pushed, you react correspondingly, right? And so I say that to say this is like a visual of what's happening when men realize how little emotional control you have over yourself, that anything that they do can trigger you to the point where you start losing it. Because if you lose it, now I know if I want to get something out of you, if I want to get you desperate, if I want to starve you of validation, if I want to put you in a position where you need me and I can control you and have access to these buttons, now I can get anything I want out of you without giving you anything in return. I get the ultimate power. And then you find yourself in a relationship or in a situationship where the guy you're dating is giving you nothing. And simultaneously, you feel stuck because you don't feel like you can get yourself out of this situation. Similarly, if I have control over each one of these buttons and I can control your body movements, your dump truck, I can control whatever you do, now you have no way of controlling yourself, of doing anything that you want to do, standing up for yourself, because I'm the one that's capable of pushing those buttons. So when the guys are meeting you that you're dating, they're actually in the process of getting to know you, understanding if you have that hair trigger, if you have that little amount of emotional control, that they can then take advantage of that and begin to control you. And some of the ways that men will do that is, let's just say for the sake of example, a guy you just started dating, you realize that he's still on the dating apps and he's messaging other girls on the dating apps. So you go out on your date and you freak out. You say, oh my God, I can't believe you're messaging other girls on this dating app. Now that you've met me, don't you want to be with me and be with me alone? And you should have deleted the dating app by now. And you lose your mind on this date when you realize this. Now, what he's receiving from you is, oh, I see how easily your buttons are pushed. Nothing wrong with being upset, but I see that you will spiral at the smallest thing or the smallest inconvenience. I also know that when it comes to me, you're so bothered, right, that you will lose your mind and you will act on the fact that your emotions are all out of whack. Now I recognize that in my actions have a lot of emotional control over you. I can throw you for a loop. I can send you in a spiral. But you know what also happens with these men? They realize that when they have that level of emotional control over you to send you down in the dumps, they also have the level of emotional control over you that they can take you over the moon. So they strategically push these buttons as they need to get a response and reaction out of you. So you know what the same guy who sees you freaking out on that first date or that second date that you're still on Hinge or still on Tinder and you lose your that he's still on Hinge or Tinder and you lose your mind. You know what he does after that? When he starts acting wrong, okay, and acting out, and let's say you guys go no contact, he knows exactly what buttons of yours to push to get you to break no contact and reach out to him. Anytime you want to stand up for yourself in the relationship and say, no, I deserve better, I deserve more, I'm done with you, I'm breaking up with you, he knows exactly what buttons to push to make you say, okay, I'll give you one more chance. Point number 2, self-esteem is really important, because self-esteem represents confidence. If I see that your confidence is up, then I assume you now inherently believe you deserve more, because your confidence comes from the fact that you believe in you. You believe that you're amazing, you believe that you're awesome, you believe you bring a lot to the table, and you're confident in your belief in yourself, which is why you then in turn believe that you deserve more. So men are taking notice of the women with confidence and the women who lack confidence, because that is a direct correlation with the women who believe they deserve more, and vice versa. If a man sees you have very little confidence, then he also understands that you inherently believe you deserve less. And remember what I always tell you, men aren't evil, but they are opportunists. So if I'm a man and I'm meeting girls and gauging what their level of self-esteem is, gauging what they think about themselves and their level of confidence, and I know that the girls with high confidence believe they deserve more, and the girls with low confidence believe they deserve less, and I'm an opportunistic man, meaning I want to get the most amount, right? I want to receive the most without giving anything, right? Then I'm obviously going to be shooting for and trying to obtain as many low confidence women as I possibly can. Why? Because all of those low confidence women believe that they deserve less. Now, number 3, men are always taking notice of whether you're naive or not. This rich man that you meet on the street, he sees you drop, let's just say, your deodorant stick, all right? So you drop your deodorant stick on the floor. And when he sees your deodorant stick, let's just say he says, "Oh my God, is that the, oh my God, is that the brand new Dove? Oh my God." And you're like, "What? It's a deodorant stick. What are you talking about? I just went to the gym. It's my deodorant stick." He's like, "No, no, no, no. That's the deodorant stick I've been looking for forever. It's sold out of stores. I can't find it anywhere." And you're looking at it like, this is literally women's Dove. It's lavender. You can get it anywhere. And he's like, "No, no, no, no. I promise you, the edition that you have is a special edition. I've never seen that deodorant ever before. I've never seen this one before. Never, ever, ever in my life." And he says, "Please, I don't care if it's used. I will pay you $1,000 for your deodorant stick. I need it. I can't find it anywhere. I've been looking for it for years." And you're like, like I've used this on my arm. I used this at the gym this morning while I did squats. Sweaty. My armpit and my DNA is on there. You want $1,000 for the... He's like, "Please, I need it. I need your deodorant stick, please. Can we make it $2,000 if you don't want to sell it to me? I'll take $2,000, please, please." And you're like, okay, sure. Take my deodorant, sure. And then you're like, well, I got some gym shoes too, if you're kind of into that type of stuff. And he's like, "Oh, what type of gym shoes you got?" These brand new Nikes, the ones that are pink and give you superpowers. You'll be able to jump out of the gym with these ones. And he's like, oh, those Nikes? I I seen someone. I think I seen The Rock wearing those ones. I think I saw him wearing those ones. I will pay you $20,000 for those Nikes, please. I want to pay you for those Nikes, please. I want those Nikes so bad. And you're like, oh my God, is this guy serious? Do you have it in cash? I have it in cash right here, $20,000 for those Nikes. And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. And you take the shoes off your feet, you give it to him. And you're like, by the way, I have this gym towel too, brand new. It's like this new type of cotton that, hasn't been, it's like from the factory, brand new. It's very weird, very strange. It does something to your body. And you just start thinking to yourself, how much can I sell him on? Because he's rich, he's got money, and he'll believe anything, okay? I just sold him a pair of shoes for $20,000, and I sold him my used deodorant stick for $2,000. You're like, I'm hitting a crazy lick today for nothing. And the reason that I bring up this example here, I know it sounds a little bit silly, but this is actually what the men are doing with you and why they're taking notice of whether you're naive or not. Because they want to know, can I sell you on anything? Can I give you any story, right? I come back at 4 a.m. Let me give you a story like, yeah, me and the boys, I fell asleep at my boy's place. Oh, the girl I'm messaging, I'm not meeting up with her. I'm just messaging her because we share a friend group and we're supposed to go out to this one place in this one spot. Oh, no, that's just my best friend forever. We've known each other since we were young, and sometimes we sleep in the same bed, and sometimes we cuddle, and sometimes she jokes around about slurping me off. It's just a joke, though. And it becomes very easy for men when you're naive, when you're green, as the kids say as well, right? When you're green, you're naive, you're new, you don't know what's going on. They say, oh, perfect. I can sell you on anything. Make up any story and get you to believe in it. And what does that translate to? That translates to control. Because once again, he gets to receive what he wants from you in the relationship while giving very little. Okay? I know it sounds malicious, but you have to understand men come into relationships with motives, both good motives and bad motives, depending on the man you meet. And when you meet him, he might have great motives or he might have horrible motives. And you have to understand that men are picking up what you're putting down, and they're also receiving a lot of information from you in the process of getting to know you, which is precisely why you'll have the same man treat one woman very differently than they'll treat another woman. You'll have that same man treat one woman horribly, right? And she'll have a horrible experience with him, begging him to do the bare minimum. Meanwhile, that same man will turn around and literally worship the ground that another girl walks on that barely pays him attention, and you'll be wondering why, right? And this is what happens. See, the men are always gauging what they can get away with. And so in turn, because they're trying to gauge what they can get away with, they're gauging you, what your personality is like, what your energy is like, what level of naivete you have or not, right? And they're trying to see what they can get off in this situation with you. I know it sounds malicious, but you just have to understand people are opportunists, but in this case, the men are also opportunists. They would love to be in a situation where they receive and they give nothing in return. Number 4, let's imagine here 2 scenarios, and you are here. And let's have a second scenario of you being here. Now, let's look at this for a second and kind of break this down, because this is very interesting. See, the men are gauging if you're out of his league. And see, one of the interesting things about you being out of his league inherently means that you have more options, okay? And if you have more options, simply because of the fact that you can only choose one man and you're only one beautiful, amazing woman, you literally have to narrow down these options. Because if you're out of his league, and that means all the men want you and you're a very desirable woman. And if all the men want you, you literally have to X out a whole bunch of men in order to pick one, okay? And so being out of his league is a function of also how much options do you really have? Why do men want to know that? Because if you're here with a whole bunch of options and you have to narrow down these options to choose only one man, you're going to start saying, look, I gotta chop some of you off the chopping block here. I can't keep all of you in my life. I know you all want me. I can't keep all of you in my life. So we're going to have to start getting very good at just chipping people away for whatever. Okay. If you got a crooked smile, you X'd out. All right. I don't know what to tell you. If you ain't plus 6 foot, you X'd out. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because we got to chop some people out of here. All right. If you don't have more than 100K in the bank account, you X'd out, buddy. I don't know what to tell you because I can only choose one. All right. If you can't give me princess treatment, buddy, you're getting X'd out here. I got to narrow this down until you get down to one guy who is the guy that you're going to be picking and choosing because he fits all. After you've X'd out all of these other men through the process of elimination, you finally found one that is actually the one that you're looking for. Now, vice versa, unfortunately, vice versa, if you only have 2 options here, you're going to say, I like men that are funny and tall and good looking. And then they're both looking at each other like neither of us are tall. We're both 5'6". Okay. We're both ugly. And we're both broke. So you're sitting there like, I guess I'll take the guy who's 5'7.5" with slightly less crooked teeth. And see, that's the problem. Because when he gauges that you're not out of his league, in fact, you're a little bit below him, he also gauges you probably don't have that many options, which means, right? See, up here, your standards inherently have to be high in order for you to even exist up here, being out of his league, or to be able to function up here. Your standards have to be high because you literally have to eliminate men. You have to. There's too many men. You have to. And here, you don't have to have high standards because there's no process of elimination. There's only 2 guys that want you. So it really doesn't matter to you what they have to offer you. You just want someone to love you, okay? Which you should never be of that mindset. And please, if you've ever said to yourself, I just want someone to love me, get rid of that mindset. All right. We do not want you in that mindset because if you're in that mindset, you'll be down here in scenario number 2, where you're choosing between one 5'6" ugly broke man and another 5'6" ugly broke man. Instead of being up here where you're Xing guys out simply for looking at you the wrong way. Okay. You're Xing guys out simply because they don't pull out your chair. All right. You don't give a damn. You can't there's too many men already. You can't do this the right way. You gone. All right. But you want to be in a place like this and see the men are gauging this because they want to see how high or low are your standards, right? Because when they meet you, they just want to meet those standards. Even if he wants to date you and even if he wants to wife you, he still wants to get to that place by meeting exactly where your standards already exist. So even if he wants to wife you and date you, but your standards are down here for 5'6" ugly broke men and that's all you wish for, you just want someone to love you, he will gladly meet you here and he will do just enough to be in a relationship with you. And vice versa, if your standards are way, way, way up because you're out of his league, what is he going to say? Damn it, I want her. And if I want her, I'm going to have to beat out all these other men. I'm going to have to be rich. I'm going to have to be tall. I'm going to have to be handsome, interesting. I'm going to have to give princess treatment, buy gifts, all this other stuff, just so I make the cut here because her standards are so high. They always have to take notice of, hey, are we in kind of the same level of desirability or are you way more desirable than me? Because that's going to change the level of investment they put into the relationship and whether or not they choose to put their best foot forward. So you want to always be presenting yourself as this, as if you are out of his league, okay? Which is exactly why we talk about the way someone who is out of his league will act, talk, walk and respond to him, because we want everything that he thinks of you or sees of you or receives from you to be in line with this and not in line with this, as if you have no options. This is actually going to be the most fun one. Whether or not the men want to date you or wife you, they always want to gauge your level of intention. And I always tell you that you should be dating men with intention, right? Meaning they should have intention about you and about your relationship. We also have to discuss the fact that you need intention when dating, because you need to know where it is you're going. Because one of the most valuable things to you is your time and your energy. And one of the gravest mistakes that you're gonna make in life, right? Not just in dating, but in life, is wasting time and energy on the wrong things that don't serve you. Let's imagine, okay? Stay with me here. I know this is gonna go a little bit off topic. Stay with me. We're gonna connect it all at the end. You are ordering Uber Eats, okay? And let's say you do your takeout, you get some noodles here, right? You get some chicken on the side here, and you get some broccoli. All right, that's quite a horrible meal, but whatever. That's what you want from Uber Eats, all right? You get it from the Chinese store, right? Fried rice, some broccoli, and some chicken. I don't know, whatever. That's what your taste buds are feeling. And we'll say you get you a nice a chocolate brownie, okay? We'll put it like this, a little layered little brownie. You get this from Uber Eats. And the cost of this meal, it's Uber Eats, okay? So let's just say the cost of this meal with all the damn fees is $45. So you're expecting to pay for your chicken fried rice and broccoli and your brownie. You're expecting to pay $45. Someone said it's $90 on Uber Eats. I'm telling you, them prices are crazy. $45 for your chicken fried rice and your brownie, all right? And so this is what you expect to pay for that meal. So you order it on Uber Eats and you're like, okay, it'll be here in 20 minutes. And you get the food and the food comes to you and you eat it. Then later in the day, you check your account, and of course you're expecting that $45 is gone from your account. But when you check your account that is on your Uber Eats account, you see that they actually charged you $0. They didn't take any money out of your account. The next day goes on and you're waiting for that $45 to come out of your account. And then on the third day you say, I wonder if that was a glitch. They didn't take any money out of my other accounts. Let me see if I order the same meal times 2 if I get charged $45. And again, you're able to order from the app like normal, and the charge says that it'll be $45. But again, after you get the food delivered to your house, you eat it, you check your account, and still they don't charge you no money. So the next day you order the same thing. Now you've ordered it 3 times in a row. And still again, they charge you $0. And so now you're like, I'm gonna do this every single day. And so now 3 days turns into 300 days, and every day they charge you $0. And until they charge you money, right? One day, let's just say a random Tuesday, 1 month down the line, they finally say, by the way, your Uber account has had some suspicious activity. We're canceling your Uber account, okay? And you ain't gonna be able to access this no more. And then your play is gone. And so the reason I give this example, okay, is because I want you to understand this is exactly what men will do with your time if they realize that you don't have intention while dating. They will say, oh, perfect. This is an Uber Eats account that I can charge and get something out of, right, without ever putting anything into. So when they realize you don't have intention, you want to know one of the main things they'll say? Oh yeah, I don't really know what I want right now. I just feel like I just want to chill. I just want to, vibe with someone that, shares my sense of humor. And, I just think that like right now I'm in a position where something serious doesn't really make sense. I just got out of this. I just got out of that. I have work. I have a business. I have feet. My feet only have 9 toes. And, this and that is just not working out. So I feel like for now, I just want to chill and relax. Doesn't that sound much better to you to just not worry, turn your brain off and chill and relax? And when you say yeah, you charge him $0 for his meal. Why? Because he then says, okay, I get to take time from you, right? By spending it with you, sleeping with you, watching Netflix with you, even just chatting with you. But I'm never saying to you or about this relationship or this thing we're doing that we're here for the purpose of building a relationship. I'm not promising you that. Okay? I can walk away from this at any time and I can make the excuse that I wasn't ready to build anything in the first place. But in the meantime, until I decide to walk away from this, I'm going to continue to spend my time with you and around you where we chit chat endlessly. We text all the time. Oh, you love being a text buddy. I send you Instagram memes. We chill. We watch Netflix. We cuddle. We do all this cutesy girlfriend and boyfriend stuff. But I still am not here to be your boyfriend. So we chill, we hang out, we have fun, but we're never actually going anywhere. And the guys will charge the account and charge the account and charge the account and charge the account. 300 times they'll get themselves a free meal. And until you stand up for yourself and say, wait a minute, we're spending all this time together, but you don't even plan on being my boyfriend. Why am I here? That's the only time that they will stop ordering that food. Are you following me? Okay, right? Because in the example, you're ordering 300 meals until they fix their app, okay? It's not your job to fix the Uber Eats app when they have a glitch that doesn't charge your account when you order food. It's Uber Eats' job to realize that they're losing money on their chicken fried rice and you're getting this free food without them charging your account. So it's the same thing with the men. It's not their job to point out to you that you have so little intention or intentionality when it comes to dating that you're willing to sit around and just chill and relax with the guy and be friends with benefits with the guy with no clear direction. Okay? He's not the one that's going to step up and say, hey, I got 300 free meals. Maybe you want to charge me for the 301st one. No. He's going to say, I'm going to keep charging that account, right? Keep paying $0 and keep getting this damn free brownies and these free chicken fried rice until you figure out the problem, which is exactly why the men will gauge whether or not you have intention. From the very beginning, based on what they hear you talk about and based on what you allow or don't allow to happen in your relationship, they will say, oh, she's not here with intention, okay? She's not dating with intention, and she's not looking forward to the future as to what is she actually doing with this time. And unfortunately, the men will gladly waste your time. And you want to know what the irony of it is when they realize you don't have intention? While they're wasting your time, they will also, some of them will find women that they actually want to invest in and then start building with those women and then abandon you after wasting all of your time.